Hey guys, Greg McCoy here from Hidden Gym. Today's coaching video, we are going to talk about peak week. Peak week is specifically the 7 days leading up to a physique contest. It's usually a difficult time. It's a very important time to making sure that you look your best at the day of the show. And we spend a lot of time working with competitors on peak week. And we wanted to make this video, just to kind of put some expectations at ease. If you're mentally prepared for something, it's going to go smoother. You're going to know what to expect. So we wanted to kind of talk about a few of the things that are going to happen during peak week, so you know what to expect and can plan ahead. Of course, if you're working with us, probably going to be a lot of communication that week. But this video hopefully will help you prepare a little bit in advance. So I will say every single client's peak week is going to be different. So we're going to talk in generalities today. We do have some general beliefs, but again, sometimes we throw all of them aside and are working customly with that client. But for the most part, these are some general patterns that most of our clients will have during peak week. So first I want to bring up what you're going to get during peak week. So you've been getting your updates, talking to us week in and week out about what's changing in your plan. Peak week is different in that you get a peak week document that's broken down day by day. So we're going to give this to you minimum 7 days out. And it's going to have every single day. It's going to have the amount of water you're supposed to drink that day, the amount of cardio you're supposed to do that day, what your workout looks like that day, because these things can all change from what you've been doing to the final week and even throughout the week. Any changes in supplements, if we're doing any kind of water manipulation, what that looks like, when we need to see pictures, because we are going to speed up the frequency of photos in case we need to make changes based on what's happening, and an outline for the day of the show. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, you can reference the blog post in the description down below. We've got a nice little chart in there for you, or if you're watching this on the blog, you've got access to it. I'm going to draw a very crude version while we're talking here, but this is just, again, our general philosophy on what happens during peak week. So this is 7 days out from the show. This is the show. In general, with what we do with most competitors, we start water out very high, and then we cut it off right at the very end. It never goes all the way out, but it's a steep cut all at one time, not a gradual cut. So again, those specifics are in your peak week document, but in general, that's what your water is going to look like. Same thing's going to happen with your cardio. For most of you guys, cardio is going to stay in through Wednesday, Thursday, usually at the latest, unless you're trying to make a weight division or something. But cardio is going to stay in and then drop off right before the show. Same with training. Training is going to stay in usually through Wednesday for a Saturday show. Falls off at the end. One thing that we do generally keep consistent is your salt. So salt goes steady the entire way through. There's ways to manipulate salt. It's generally not one that we do. We know how to do it, when to do it, but in general, we keep salt the same. Carbohydrates. So we like to do a depletion in carb up. Again, we don't always stick to this, but this is generally what happens. You're going to be low carb, low carb, low carb. Usually your highest carb day is going to happen on a Wednesday or a Thursday, depending on how long it's going to take to fill you out. And then it might look like something like that up to the show. And I don't think, what did we leave off? We talked training, cardio we talked. Yeah, I think that's all of it. So you're going to see, as the week goes on, there's going to be changes that are really happening that Wednesday through Friday. What is peak week going to feel like? So let's talk about a few things that you're about to experience. I would say it's very common that most competitors feel fatigue. No matter if you've had a very difficult prep or what we call an easy prep, maybe you haven't had to do a lot of cardio, maybe the calories are still there. Regardless, when you're in contest shape, you're usually going to be pretty tired. So you can expect fatigue. Anxiousness is very common. getting anxious. Do I look right? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Am I forgetting something? Very common. Be prepared. Anxiousness is part of it. It can feel anticlimactic in a way, especially in the gym. I know this was something that I personally struggled with leading up to shows. You know, you're working so hard for 4 months at least to back off your training and back off your cardio and eat more right before the big day feels like you shouldn't be doing it. You feel like maybe wrong about that, or like I should be working harder, and that's not the case. So you can feel a little bit of like an anticlimactic feeling. It can feel confusing. You might swap back and forth between really confident or worried, feeling like you got it under control, to feeling like, why am I doing this? Those are common emotions that we see clients go through. And definitely excitement. I really hope that you can enjoy the process. There's no other time that literally your body will change day by day, hour by hour, even meal by meal. To if you're really peaked, you can even see changes based on what you ate a couple hours before. So it's a pretty exciting part if you enjoy the process. Some coaching advice that we have for you guys: trust the process. You've paid us good money to help you through this. Take our advice. We have your best interest in heart. So listen to what we have to say. There's a reason. Maybe not the most obvious sometimes on why we're telling you what to do, but do your best to trust the process. We usually coach clients on focusing on execution. You can't control who's going to be there. There's a lot of things out of your control. You can't control what we're going to tell you to do. That's within our means of control. What you can control is if you're doing your job 100%, and your job as the athlete is to execute. It's to pay attention to the details of what we're telling you to do. It's to do every minute of your cardio, 110% effort in your workouts, sending your pictures on time, be very coachable, and those clients always do the best. You can be prepared. It's one of the saddest scenarios to see, especially speaking in a peak week context, is when someone's worked super, super hard, and through logistics and unpreparedness, blow it the day of the show. So be prepared, and that's everything from booking your hotel, packing what you need to pack, bringing your meals to the venue. Prepare for things to go wrong. These shows are run by humans that make errors. The days get long, so be prepared. Prepare for plan A and plan B. We'll talk about it in a second, but we have a free download for you guys. It's our peak week checklist. This is a very well thought out checklist of things that we suggest that you bring to the show when you're packing and getting ready for the weekend. And lastly, visualize success. Your mind doesn't know the difference between doing something and thinking about it. So visualize what you want to happen. You can start this exercise, as early as when the prep begins, but certainly during peak week, visualize what you want to happen. Visualize being on stage, being in the call outs, how you're going to feel, how confident you're going to be. So those are our coaching tips for peak week. Again, make sure you check out the blog post if you want to see something prettier than this in graphic format. And we have a free download for you, which is our peak week checklist. You guys can go pick that up in the link in the description. All right, we'll talk to you guys soon, and good luck.